Hey guys, okay, so I'm going to talk about episode 17. That was the most recent episode that came out yesterday, so I'm not too far behind with this one at least. And this match was actually, or this match, well it is this match, but this episode was actually really exciting, which was kind of funny because, well not funny, but kind of, I guess kind of sad because compared to this had such an intense and like action-packed, like, start and feeling. I mean, you had the beginning with Kurosuna against Tokonami and like Tanaka starting, but then after that, the feeling was just kind of like, oh, Kurosuna's, beating them, and it kind of had like a desperate feeling. This one started out like really serious and just kind of, you could tell that Dateko was just a lot stronger team. Not only because they weren't like giving up points either, but also because of just like the intensity of the two teams, and I don't know, it just had a different feeling. One of the things I wanted to mention about Dateko is the fact that since they are so stern and serious, it's a lot different compared to the other teams. I mean, we've seen Aoba Josai and Nakama and now Tokonami. And I think those are the only three teams we've really seen. Yeah, and I mean, Nekama was serious, but like overall as a team, they're kind of like jokesters, and they kind of have more of a like comedic or happy feeling. I wouldn't say comedic, but more of a happy feeling to them. Yeah, but Josai also was kind of comedic, like during the match and stuff, and Oikawa himself is just sort of like a playboy, and he sort of like gives off this light feeling. I mean, they were serious too, and it got a lot serious later, but it's just like it kind of started kind of funny, and not as like intense, it seemed like. And then Tokonami was sort of just like I said, it started out intense, but then you like sort of had that desperate feeling because you knew the other team wasn't as strong. This one, the other team is strong, and it gives off such an intense feeling because Asahi and the other team, of course, they lost apparently like 3 months ago, which I find really weird because at least when I was playing sports, and maybe if I just don't remember it correctly, 3 months ago, and then like having another tournament for school is just like that's really quick and weird. But I mean, maybe Japanese sports tournaments are just different. But I thought that was weird because they don't really give the team a lot of time, like with Kurosuna. I mean, at the start of the new school year, they didn't really get a lot of time to practice and make fluid, and I would find that's really weird for the team that like won the previous tournament. They wouldn't have a lot of time to rest and practice, but I guess if you won the previous tournament, that just means you don't really need to practice that much, I guess, or that it's not that necessary. I don't know. It just seemed really weird to me. But wow, 3 months ago, so the hurt's still recent. What else was there? Aone, he's kind of hilarious because he's just so stern and serious, and you could tell he was mainly focusing on Asahi because he thought he was the biggest threat. Well, now he's focusing on Hinata because of well, he hasn't had quicks yet, but just because he's the middle vanguard and Asahi's in the back. But he has good instincts. You could see like he was like focusing on where they were going and everything like that. And they did have a little comedy in the team. I know I was saying that they were mostly stern, but the comedies they had was either during the break when they weren't like in front of the other team, or like when they succeeded, like or did not succeed, I guess. Because Aone and one of the other teammates high-fived, and that was a little funny just because of how much force he put into it, and the other one was just because he said sorry for not blocking it later. And the only other funny part was when I think the captain and the guy who's kind of a sadist was fighting, and Aone just kind of pushed their faces out because the other team that Aone high-fived was just like, stop them, and that was like the only funny parts, which, I mean, you'll see more of the funny later, because they are a pretty funny team. It's more of the fact that you can just tell how serious this game it was, or is what I meant, mostly about the feeling. because the other games were kind of practice matches, and while Aobe Josai was a team that they needed to win for Kageyama, you could just, I guess it's like a tournament game now, you know how important this is, so it's more serious. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I was saying that aone found Hinata as a threat, and I wanted to say, before they do their quicks, Hinata was really adorable. He's just like, are we gonna do the zoom and blah blah blah? And I was just like, Hinata, what are you doing? And that was just really funny, and how excited he got, and I was just like, yes, stop it, please. Yes, we're gonna do it. And then, he did it, and everyone was just like, what just happened? And everyone was just amazed, and I like how every time they do that, Hinata's like, oh, he just got, or not Hinata, everyone is just like, oh, Hinata just got lucky, he can't do that again, no way, that was just luck. And then he does it again, and they're just like, no, it's still luck, no. And he keeps doing it, it's like, okay, maybe it's not luck. And it's like how much they kind of underestimate him. And it's just, it gives them, Kurosuna, a chance, and Hinata a chance to get points. And the other thing that started happening, or that you could tell was going to happen, and it did later, was that the more quicks they did, you could see the more Dateko, and the coach was just like, okay, you don't want to change your formation, but, kind of focus on number 10. And so you could tell that, this role as a decoy was going to come into play, and you're just like, oh yes, they're falling for it. But for a while, they just keep letting Hinata do it, because they're trying to make him shine brighter and show how much of a threat he is. And halfway through that, you could see that Aone kind of reacted and blocked it. He just got really excited, and I think that's what they high-fived. And so they're kind of getting used to Hinata a little bit. And then, of course, they do a little decoy movement where he's like, oh, they're going to shoot for Hinata, but instead they do a pipe, I think is what it's called, and or where it was Hinata, Tanaka, and Daichi were going to do it, and instead of either three of them, they both pretended and then ducked. Maybe it was just Hinata, I don't remember. I'm sorry, that's really sad to say. I'm pretty sure it was still all three of them, but it looked like Kageyama was throwing it to Hinata, and instead he waited and shot it to Asahi, and Asahi just got to hit it, so the decoy came to play, and they jumped, and so Asahi got to hit it and score. You could just tell how satisfied he was to get that payback and actually get back at them and score. So that was really nice. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh, they did have a brief flashback, mostly about Hinata and showing how much that Nekoma kind of got used to Hinata's quicks and his movements, and so the goal was to just start with no quicks and then just slowly bring the quicks in and then change it up so they don't get used to it. And so that was a little nice thing, oh, they actually had a plan and stuff, and they thought about this, and a little nice refresher on the fact that Nekoma played and stuff. And it was nice because that was 4-5 episodes ago, so that would have been 4 or 5 weeks ago, so it's just oh yeah, that happened not that long ago. And so a little nice refresher, and showing that they have a plan and it worked and succeeded, and Hinata's shining and letting Asahi and Tanaka score when he's doing his job. Okay, and then, sorry, I've tried not to do this, but it's hard. Need to not get things mixed up, but I guess I can't because it's last episode and there's not that much to get mixed up with. But anyways, I apparently don't have a good memory. But last thing I wanted to say, because the episode ended, was that, oh god, what was I going to say? Oh yes, so after Asahi scored, Hinata was telling Kageyama that even though he didn't score, he still felt really proud and good at the fact that, that Asahi scored. And part of that's because Kageyama says that that's part of your role, that's your role as a decoy. You should be proud because you distracted them so much that Asahi could score. And I just like how Is not as discouraged because he really wanted to be the ace. He's just like, I don't want to be a decoy. That doesn't sound great. But he's actually feeling good about it, and he's not so like kind of down on the fact that he didn't get to score or hit the ball. And so that made me happy because it's just like, yeah, you see everyone's kind of useful. You don't have to be the ace to still feel proud about a play and still be happy with yourself as well. Just supporting and assisting is, you should feel proud about that you helped. So that was something I was happy about. And then I think that's how it ended. And yeah, I'm pretty sure after Kayama and Hina were talking, that's how it ended. And so, a great cliffhanger. And then we're going to see the rest of the match next week. And I'm excited. As we'll get to see more Dateko and more of how they deal with Hinata and his decoyness, and just we'll get to see it. And this is such a good match, an intense match, and you just can see how much Kurosuna has grown and just how much on par they are, because Dateko is considered one of the strong teams, and so you can just see how much they have, I've said grown, but how much they have improved since they started, especially since they're pretty new. Man, they got some interesting first years. So, that's not all. They've also come more together as a team, I feel, and influenced each other. But yeah, that's it. I wanted to show you guys, I had gotten, even though I had finals, I did still have enough time to buy something. I had gotten Nishinoya. It hangs off my phone usually. But yes, excitement. Okay, sorry. I'm kind of just rambling now. Anyways, again, sorry for the lateness for these. I'm gonna get the Teen Wolves ones out soon. I was gonna do them today as well and watch the two I've missed, which would just be... But, I figured since the new one's coming out tonight, I'll just wait and watch, those later tonight, and, then the new one, and then just do some reviews later tomorrow, or if I don't get time to watch them tonight, then watch them tomorrow, but still do the videos tomorrow. And I'll try and, I'm also going to do each one separately. And maybe just watch an episode, do the video, watch the episode, do the video, and then watch the last one, do the video, just so I don't have to look at my computer or look at notes or blah blah blah. But, sorry, anyways, about this weirdness. I'll start getting back into doing it. With the exception of this weekend, I'm going to be camping, and, so I won't have internet connection to watch Haikyuu, and I won't be coming home until Wednesday morning, and so the episodes will be a little late next week, but they'll still be, the current week that they came out. And then I'll get back into motion, and then I might have some problems when school starts again, but I've still got a month, so yes. Okay. This has gone long enough. Anyways, so hope you liked this episode. I know I really did. I was really excited about it, and I'm excited about next week's. Hope you liked this video. Again, sorry that these are late, but hope you guys don't mind when you guys still watch these. But anyways, thanks for watching. Bye. I love you.